My BF had a bad day at work. He got in trouble over something very minor and his boss blew it way out of proportion and strong-armed him. His boss was mean and insulting and critical of him over a simple and harmless mistake. My BF took the grunt of it, continued working. But called me later and he was obviously upset. He was discouraged and embarrassed. He talked about how he doesn't want the promotion they are training for anymore and work for these horrible people that can treat and say things like that him after all the shit he had accomplished for the success of that company. He's truly worked his hands to the bone. Other locations have 2 to 3 people doing the job that my BF does all by himself at his location, and yet his location made the most profit last year. It made me sad hearing him like this because he loves his trade and his work, but they tore him down that day. Fellow crazy girls will relate, but I have multiple aliases that aren't just created yesterday. I've had them and been building them for years. So I used one of my aliases to make a 5-star review on his company Google's page. In my review, I said how this isn't my normal location I go to. It was my first time here, but the work was so impressive that I will be back. I said how I think I just found my go-to guy for this stuff. He is talented and skilled and reliable technician, and then said from what I understand there is only one guy in the workshop. I think his name is my BF name, so the turnaround time also really impressed me, and how great of a job my thing looks after he worked on it, and he even cleaned it too, and how he has great attention to detail and quality work and excellent customer service, and I would highly recommend going there. Just to make sure it didn't sound like me, I wrote it in French. Because my French isn't like perfect French, it's not my first language, but I do know it well enough to communicate my point, but I have to word it differently with my understanding of the French language. I figured when they saw his name in the review they could translate it on their phone. BTW, I'm in Canada, so French is our second official language, so it's not like nobody else will understand it or be able to translate it. Anyways, I was going to tell my BF I did that because my original intent was to his bosses to see how valuable worker he is. But then my BF texted me hours later with a screenshot of the translated review and said, "This is a review I just got, look babe." Later on in the night he was almost in tears, saying how good it feels to be appreciated and to be recognized like that. It gives him hope and perseverance, and then I realized that it means more to him than to his bosses, so maybe in 30 years down the line I will tell him eventually, but for now, I don't think I can.